Here we are. Hey y'all, how are you? Let me just make sure the microphone is on and working. It is. Welcome back. Welcome back to another wreath. Actually, we're going to be doing an arrangement, not a wreath. If you're new to the page, make sure to follow us and subscribe. And then if you are watching, we're streaming live on YouTube and Facebook and TikTok. So if you are watching on Facebook, you can comment under this video, notify, and we will notify you the next time we go live in our Facebook Messenger. Okay, so if you just, under this video on Facebook, comment notify, and then you'll be notified the next time we do a live, okay? And then you can join our texting system over in Facebook Messenger. So we're going to be making an arrangement today. Who loves making arrangements? I love them. They're fast and easy. Of course, we're using silk flowers and ribbons and all the things that we do in our wreath making. But today I wanted to do a longer, more something that's already pretty much created. We don't have to have foam and add in all of our picks and create our form. So if you're a wreath making of the month club member, you know what I mean when I say form. It is the shape basically of the arrangement. But this is what we're going to be making, and I think this is going to be so cute. Let me move the camera just a little bit so I can get you to see, I think, a little bit better. Don't know if that worked. Okay, that's a little bit better, and I can always zoom in. So y'all, let's talk about trick-or-treaters last night. So if you're watching this on replay, hashtag replay, and let me know if you have any questions. But also, did you guys have a lot of trick-or-treaters? Because we had a ton. I think we had over 200. We give out the large candy bars, you know, the full size, so we know how many boxes we had, and then counted, and definitely we had over 200, which is crazy. All right, I'm just adjusting my little camera angle so that you can see better. Okay. All right, let's see. Hopefully I've switched the camera angle and you can see overhead if you're watching over on YouTube. This is the base that we're starting with. So you see how this already has shape to it. I mean, it did come flat. I had to lift up our pine needles and give it a little bit of shape, right? And just fluff it. You're wanting it to come to life, right? You're wanting it to look real and as fresh as possible. I like these because they're very easy to start decorating with. They're perfect if you want to put on top of your grave, you know, saddle mechanics, just to get you started, right? So to me, these are just the simple things to start with, all right? So this is what it looks like, and we've shaped it up. This one came from Greenery Market. Let me grab, I think I have that. Let me copy that and pin it here, or post it here so you guys over on Facebook can see it. So that's the link for it. It's, to me, this one says it's 30 inches, and I think the one I screenshotted for you guys and shared with you is about 38. But it's about the same. So you can make this, if you want it smaller, you can always trim down the ends to make it smaller. And obviously, if you want it larger, you just add more greenery in order to extend the length, right? It is very full, yes. And it has a lot of texture. So it has the different styles of needles. To me, that adds a lot of texture, right? So here it is on the side. So you can see how deep it is, right? Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is I love the greenery, right? It's really pretty. You've got a little bit of the lime green, and you have a little bit of the dark green, right? A little yellow, I should say yellow green and then dark green. But y'all, if you've been following me, you know that I like to mix up the greens. I like to give a little more color dimension. Somebody was asking me on my Facebook how to elevate their designs to get that quality of a higher price tag, right? One of the ways you can do this for getting a little more money for your designs is to add dimension. So we've got already, this gives us the, I'm gonna put this back over here. This gives us the dimension, right? With our height and our stems and this got the 3-dimension. It's definitely already there. But then also the other thing to consider is color dimension. All right, so color dimension is where you add different colors to make your eye go in and out of the wreath. So dark goes in, your eye goes in when it's the dark color, and then it comes out with your white or lighter colors. So this one has got a lighter, I'm just gonna put this in the glue pot right here so you can see how much glue we're getting on here. Somebody else was commenting that their glue is not staying. So I'm using the Gorilla Glue, and I'm going to turn this temperature down a little bit, maybe a little up, because we're looking for the consistency of honey. Let me move this camera back just a little bit. You can see better. So we're looking for the consistency of honey here. This one's almost on the little too thick. You see how it's grabbing around the stem? We're wanting that to be a little bit looser. So all you do is turn your temperature up on your glue pot. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm just going to attach this into the needles just like that. So you're giving it a little bit of dimension, right, with the color. And I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to come over on this side now. I'm going to dip this one in the glue, and we're going to come over here. And try not to get too much glue on me. Okay, so we can do the other side now. I think I'm going to do this right here. Okay, so now we can come over on this end. And glue this one in. Doesn't have to be exact. And again, if you want more length, just make these longer. Okay, and the other piece, I'm going to come over this side. Okay, I'm going to do another piece. I did cut these a little bit differently this time because now we're working towards the middle. All right, so I'm going to come over on this end and glue, and then I'm going to mirror that and come over on this side and glue, okay. And you can keep adding, you know, different pieces, different iced, maybe you want iced and not flocked, or maybe you want that Norfolk pine, that's the white. Ooh, wouldn't that be pretty? All right, we've got some here, and then I'm going to do one more just in the center, I think. Let's give it a little bit of a bend. Okay, and then with these little, so this is what we have. Let me show it over on TikTok. You see how the color, right, is a little different now. We've added that white, and that's what your eye is going to see first. I'm going to come over on the sides with these little pieces. Don't forget the sides, because if this is going on a table where you're going to have conversation back and forth, right? And you're sitting and you're eating, you're going to want your sides to look pretty. I'm going to do a couple more little small pieces. So your eye sees the white first, and then it'll see the darker green second. That gives you the color dimension. Again, this is one good way to elevate your designs. Making sure that you mix up your colors to get your eye to flow through the design. Okay, looks good. I'm going to move this one over here. Okay. So you can see that it looks, you know, different. It's a little bit more, you know, elevated. That's how I say it. Elevated, upper scale, upper, little more depth is all we needed. Okay, so from here, I want to start creating more things. Again, I can always go back and add more greenery if I need to. Ooh, I forgot I wanted to add this. Let's look at that. I'm just going to do, these are going to be shorter. I'm going to do little, maybe not the whole thing. Look how fluffy that is. And that's a different texture too. Ooh, I like it. Let's get a little glue on it. Add that right there. And I'm going to go over on this side. I like it. It's a different color. Slightly different. Let's see, we did over here. I think I'm just going to go right here with this one. So when you're adding your additional pieces, let's make sure to keep your form intact. It's tempting to keep adding where then all of a sudden you don't have any shape left. So I'm making sure that we're going to continue to have our shape. So we did one right here on this side. And these little baby pieces, I'm just going to plug in. Let's do one there. And I'll just do one way down in the deep. That's just going to bring my eye in and out of the design. Ooh, I like that. It's just a little different. Okay, so now what do we have? There's ornaments and then there's flowers. I thought it would be pretty to add some silk flowers like roses. All right, and then we've got ornaments. Let me get my ornaments. So we've got 2 ornaments. We could do, you know, these on either side, right? That's pretty. And then we have roses. So let me go ahead and add the ornaments because I'm only going to put 2 of these in there. I mean, you could put 3 if you wanted, but I don't think I have 3. I think I only have 2. All right, so I'm going to put one over here and one over here. I mean, nothing says holidays like the ornaments, right? Okay, so all I'm going to do is dip this in the glue. And I'm going to put a little glue on this side. So little glue right down the center here and then over here. So I want this one to go right about here. And then we're going to do this one over on this side. I'm going to do the same thing. Okay, I was trying to make sure that I still see the white and not just the round. Isn't that pretty? So far we've starting to transform our design. All right, I also have ribbon, but we could add that here. These are just 1 loops. Some people they ask me all the time, do you put, maybe I'll put it in a little bit closer. Do you put bows in your arrangements? And I like to choose the ribbon loops instead of the, let's see, I think I'm just gonna wire this on. So the ribbon loops, for me anyway, it helps to, when you put a full bow on, to me, it just, remember we talked about visual weight earlier? It just is a lot. It takes away from the florals. Let me move this through here a little bit. This is a 2.5-inch ribbon, and it's got a lot of wire on it. All right, I like that. I think I'm gonna glue this one or wire this one right here. And I'm trying to make sure that I still see my loop through all the greenery. Let me just put that ribbon over this way. And I think I need to I'm just going to put this one a little bit further in. Okay. You want a natural little loop. I like that. Isn't that cute? Welcome, Franklin, Virginia. Okay, so from here, now that I've got some larger elements in, I can fill in with my roses. Don't be afraid to use non-traditional holiday silk flowers. So, you know, the traditional holiday silk flowers are things like poinsettias, but I want you to think about a florist. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do one more. A florist, what do you see when you go to a florist for the holidays? They're using fresh flowers like roses, hydrangeas, peonies. So we can do the same thing with our silk flowers. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and do one right here in the center. Right about there. And when I say center, I don't mean like the exact center. I'm just going to put it off center a little bit. Okay, right there. I don't want it too far in. I want to still be able to see the red. Okay, and then from there we can work around spacing. So we have one here. I'm going to come over this way a little bit, I think. And then we'll do the same on the other side. Let's go this way. So this is what we have so far. Okay, and then hopefully that's going to glue really good. Probably shouldn't have moved it right yet. So now we're going to go in this direction. We're going to come over in the opposite direction on this side. I'm going to use 2 more. Now, if you were making this for spring or summer, I feel like it's hard to see on this angle, but I think it needs to go down a little bit, maybe under there. You would just mix up your greens, right? I know a lot of people get, you know, concerned that it's a Christmas base. Okay, how many of those roses do I have? Even though this is a Christmas base, you still can make this spring. So I always like to stock up on these bases. Okay, I want to do one over here. So right now what I'm looking at is spacing, making sure that each rose has its own center of attention. You know, it looks together as a whole, but also each rose will have its own time to shine. I'm gonna just rotate that around a little bit. Now you could put more ribbon in here if you wanted to, but I'm going to keep adding a few more flowers. Isn't that pretty? Over on TikTok, we're showing. If you're over on YouTube or Facebook, you have an overhead an overhead camera angle. All right, so now from here, like these little leaves that are the rose leaves, to make this look even more authentic, you can take these, if they're a little wrinkly, you can either steam them, but if you take these and then add these down in, it'll start to fill it up a little bit more, and it'll also look a little bit more authentic. All right, now I'm going to switch gears, and we're going to add, we've got our focal flowers in. Let's go ahead and add our filler. So these are little white blossoms. So filler flowers are a little smaller to me than the focal. These are going to start to help fill in around your focal flowers. All right, so these are a little bit on the smaller side. I've gone ahead and de-stemmed or de-leafed them. So they had these leaves on them that were more of a moss green, and it just didn't feel like it worked with the color scheme, so I went ahead and took all the leaves off of these for speed's sake. But look, we're just going to go in, and wherever we have our our focal flowers, you're just filling in between them with your filler flowers. Does that make sense? Hi, Kelly from TikTok. I'm glad you joined us over on YouTube. All right, so here is a little area. I'm trying not to drip the glue. See, there's this little area right here between these flowers. And I'm just going to fill in with my filler flower. Does that make sense? Yes or no? I hope you guys are learning something. I really do try to educate you. This is very fun for me. Like, I have been doing this for many years, and I got started making for my own home. So it was fun for me just to make pretty things for my home. And so then my neighbors and all my friends were like, can you make me something? What if I give you this ribbon? Will you make me a tree topper? And, you know, stuff like that. And so really that's how I got started in my craft and my professional, craft business. All right, so we've got one over here, and I'm going to move this around. I'm going to pay attention to all the places. Just filling in. I think the ornaments could have probably been a little bit bigger. I could have done 100 millimeter. These are the ones I got from Hobby Lobby. They come in a box, you know what I mean? Let's go ahead and maybe if we put a flower under here. Got 3 more. It's all about layering. At any point, you can say, oh, that's all I need. Again, we're trying to make sure we keep our shape, that we don't go out too far so that it still looks good. And we're trying to keep it low so we can have conversations over holiday dinner, holiday brunch. Okay, and if you don't like where you added it, so for me this is too much of a line established, I'm going to move it in a different place. This is what I mean. There's nothing we can't fix with glue and wire. You can always do more. You can always cut these up, move them. So let's say, for example, if these flowers are too much on top of themselves, just cut one off and move it in another area. There's a lot of little green right here, so I think I'm going to do my last one right there. Okay. Cute. Here's what it looks like from the side. And then I'm definitely going to figure out more of the green. That might be where I put some of my rose leaves, right? Because there's a lot of dark green down here. I can take some of my rose leaves and fill in to kind of break that up. All right, so the next thing we're going to add is, like, let's make this fun. Let's make this fun and festive. Let's see, do I want to add this, or do we have enough? Ooh, I like these. Okay, let's do a couple of these. These sometimes you have to watch, because I've cut these before, have you? And they've unraveled. The yarn would just come off. So let me see if I can. Okay, here we go. The way we're going to fix this is we're going to cut it and then quickly put a steel pick. This one's kind of long. I'm going to cut it back. And that's going to crimp all of that together. Okay, so I'm thinking we could do one over this way. Maybe there. Just try not to make it so exact. I like the ones on the sides. I'm not so sure about this one right here. Let me move this maybe. Maybe we do two on one side and one on the other. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and glue this one because I do like this. Let me get my paddle. Get a little more glue. I'm just making sure I'm getting a lot of glue on here. Okay. I think that looks cute from the side right here. All right, so we have one over there that's a little on the larger side. What I could do is take one on this side and then one over here. I like that. Just put a little glue on my end. I say a little, y'all, I do a lot. I mean, you want it to stay. You can always, the beauty of these little picks is you can shape them any way you want. I mean, I've put them in my wreaths where they are long. You just uncoil them. Now I'm going to come over here with this one. Who's going to try this? And you can make this any color combination you want. You can do your lime green and red, your gold and red and emerald green colors. You can make this rustic. You do anything you want by just changing up your ribbon. Oh, let me get that back. There we go. Okay, I'm going to fix my little ribbon here. Isn't that cute? All right, so we've got some texture with our curly cues. And then another all-time favorite for me are these fun little candy picks from Hobby Lobby that you can't really use on a wreath because of the shell. But look, isn't that cute? Over on TikTok, I'm showing what it looks like from the top. Okay, now, yeah, you can't use these for wreaths, but you can use them in your arrangements, and they are so cute. Let me put this over here. Just cleaning up my area real quick. Okay. These, you have to cut the little tags off. These are cute for your Christmas trees. I've used them in arrangements. We've made miniature tabletop Christmas trees with these. Absolutely fun little candy picks, right? Let's do one more. This is a good example for something to put in a craft show, list in your Etsy shop. You could put them either easy to ship, right? There's so many good things for using this size. Okay, so maybe angle that down a little bit more. Trying to make sure it's even. And then just make these a little bit, you know, separated without breaking them. And then we can start to add them here and there. I think I'm going to go here with this one. Maybe I cut it a little bit too long. I want to be able to see my candy. Nothing says holidays like the little peppermint candies, right? We'd go to our grandma's and always get peppermint candy and the taffy. Oh my goodness. Anybody else get those taffies? These can't be, Linda, these can't be put in a wreath because of their shell. You don't want to put anything that's got that hard shell on a wreath. Hold on, I'm trying to, it's too tall. Too tall. There. I'm just going to wrap that in. Try to hold it in place. Okay, that looks cute from the side. Now we're going to come over this area. Let's see. It's getting kind of crowded. I'm trying to make sure that we don't put too much in here. Oh, I like that. Okay, we're going to go right here with this one. Oh yes, the Book of Lifesavers. Kim, that brings back so many memories. I'm using a Gorilla Glue. This is just glue sticks melted in my pan. Okay, let that glue sit up. And then I'll turn it around and show you. Thank you, Brenda. We are located in the South Carolina area. It is not on a foam, it is an evergreen swag base. Let's see if I can show you the back. See, it's all one piece. Looks like something I need to trim. All right, so now we have one more piece that I'm gonna go ahead and pull this apart and we can add these individually. I remember those Book of Lifesavers. We would go to, we would go to my Mama's church, and they would give us all little brown paper bags, and inside would be an orange, an apple, a book of those Lifesavers, and we would also have gum. What is that gum? That is the juicy, like it's the, what is that animal? It wasn't a giraffe, was it? I think it's called juicy fruit. I haven't had juicy fruit in a long time. Yes, and nuts, Brenda. Thank you for that. I forgot. Yes, nuts. We would have nuts. And they would be like, you have to peel them. You still have to crack them and peel them. All right, so we've got a line established with our candy. Let's go through and pop these in, throughout on the sides. So I've got one there. Let me switch over here. Dip them in the glue and then slide them on in. Okay, so we've added a couple on this side. We've added one here and one here. I mean, you could keep adding, to your heart's content. Let's do maybe one more. I'm gonna divide. Anybody have a problem of like knowing when to stop? For me, I know when to stop when I feel like it's not adding to the design. Who would have thought there would be so many tools involved with this skill? But man, I use a lot of tools. I know somebody asks me all the time when they're getting started, like, do I need to have all these tools? And I'm like, I didn't have like this steel pick machine when I started. But yeah, you need scissors, you need good wire cutters, needle nose pliers for me, I've always used. All right, where are we going with you? Let's get you over here. So we've got a candy here. Maybe I'll do a small one over here. I started with a glue gun, not a glue pot. You just do, until you need it, you get it, right? You don't need to get it until you need it. Wait, did I put a steel pick on this one? Zebra fruit stripe gun. Yes, that's what it was. Where was I going with this? I think I was going to go over here. Try not to see that silver pick anymore. Yes, love it. All right, I think I'm gonna come over here and we're gonna go pretty low with this one. You probably won't see it underneath the ribbon, but I wanna see it when I'm sitting down. How fun. Let me see if I can switch cameras. All right, here is what it would look like from the top, basically, right? And then the sides. Okay, so that's where we're at right now. These are going to keep falling until we either anchor them, just keep putting them back. Okay, now a couple of things I have. I have some white berries, but I don't think I need any more white. And then I have also a little bit of holly. This is going to add another layer of the texture. So texture is a way to elevate your designs to get that perceived value to be a little bit higher. Even though it's the same shape, same weight visually, when you add things with these textures, it just elevates to the next level. But make sure that what you're adding is enhancing and not detracting. All right, this is a good one because it can be shaped. All right, just give a little bit of a shape. I'm going to keep one a little long. Kim says, this is so Julie. I love it. Peppermints are from Hobby Lobby. Yeah, that's the other thing. You guys you can get your stuff from everywhere, right? So I get a little bit from here and a little bit from there, some online, some in stores. All right, that one's good. I believe this holly came from the same place I got the base. Let me see if I can grab that link again. I can't believe I had to come into the studio and put the heat on. Thank you, Elise. Elsie, I'm sorry, Elsie. The greenery base came from Greenery Market. Yeah, if you're over on Facebook, I pinned it, and also I put it in the descriptions of the YouTube video. We're live over on YouTube as well. You guys make sure to give us a follow. If you're watching us and you're like, ooh, I like what that chick's doing with these silk flowers, give us a little follow, and then you can watch when we do more. All right, this is going to be a little bit less. I am just putting these in throughout, and I'm concentrating on where I want a little more. Maybe there's just a little too much green. Right, here is some needles that either need to be cut or bent down. I'm just going to do that real quick. Okay. And then I'm going to come over here. Let's get a couple small pieces. I'm trying to find something to glue this to. There we go. Just gonna work around, or let's go this way now. All right, so here we have a little length, so I could use a longer piece. I think I'm going to go right there with that. Okay. And still over here, I'm going to get a smaller piece for the side down here. Let's see if you can see it. It's right on the end. Okay, so now I'm going to look on this side. We've got some over here. I'm going to come over on this side and add more. This is just the holly. I'm going to glue this one right into my ribbon, right there. You probably can't see that one. It was just layered a little lower, breaking up some of that green. Got, let's see, we did here. I'm just paying attention to where I've already added some holly. Okay. I think I'll do this one right about there. We'll break up some of that massive big stem with all the fluff, all the flocking, and it's just going to break that up a little bit. Okay, moving it around. I've got one longer piece. I'm just going to see what it looks like here in the center. Yeah, I'm going to put that one right there. Thank you, Audra. When I can get it glued in a little bit better, I can shape it. Let the glue dry before you really start moving things around and giving them more shape. All right, so we have this. Now, on the back side, here's the back side. I already know I'm going to have to trim it. Let me change my camera angle a little bit more. This is going to have to be trimmed on the back, meaning some of these stems came through the back. And so to do, here's the back. You can see it's all one piece. To do that, I'm just going to flip it over. This is why I said you want to make sure it's glued. Any of those stems, what I'm going to do is bend them so the steel picks, you don't want that to scratch the table. Anything that looks like long, get my glue. There's maybe one piece here. Look, y'all, you can hang this up, put a hanger and you can hang it on the door. This is versatile for those who are selling. Okay, and then I think that's good. So here you can see now the back looks a little bit better. We've cut the stems so that they don't scratch. And then everything looks good. From here, now that this is glued in, I can bend it up a little bit more, making that more of a center, like a, right here. Some little height in the center there, and fluff. There we go. Pretty. Love it. Who's going to try it? Make it your own. Do your own colors, right? Any color. Get them for spring because these are going to be amazing. Can you imagine hydrangeas, eucalyptus, boxwood, all of that intertwined with this, and that would be so pretty for spring. So I love them, but they're just a versatile piece. Again, I got mine at Greenery Market. They have several different sizes. This is the 30-inch. The 36 would look really pretty if you have a large dining room table. Put this on the buffet. Put this on the island. You can put this on your table. You can put this on your coffee table. You can really, this is just so fun. I would put this on a coffee table outside on the porch. But just be careful. Remember, you don't want to put your hard shell stuff outside, so you might want to switch that up if it's going outside to something like a different texture. But isn't that fun? I love it. I'm super proud of myself. All right, you guys, thanks so much for joining me. Comment below what else I should make. Can you believe that we're almost into making stuff for Valentine's Day? I'm already thinking spring. Cannot believe it. I know it's just getting cooler here with the temperatures, and we're not even into barely November, but as a maker and a crafter, I'm always thinking the season's ahead, so you guys have the tutorials you need when it is time to make for that season. So I'm going to be thinking ahead of the game. Let me know what y'all want to see next, okay? Kim says she's going to try it. I love it. Could you add candles? You can't with this one, but if you go to the Greenery Market website, they have a base like this with the 3 candle holders already included, and you could put them on there. The candle holders are there, and you could just put them in here. But there's, I mean, maybe if you find the little, they're like about, I don't know, 2.5, 3 inches long, you could glue them, but I would put this on foam before I would do that. So to do that, you would just get a foam base and zip tie it before you start getting, crafty and creating, and then get those candle holders that slide into the foam, and then you could probably put tapers in that way if you wanted. But they already make bases that have it. Laura's making it for an upcoming show. Yay! Man, people are going to love this one at your show. This is such a nice, versatile piece, easy for you to sell for sure, because you can hang it on your door, you could put it on your coffee table, you could put it on your dining room table. You just go through all of the things that I just went through to inspire you to make it, and that's why they're going to want to buy it, because it's so versatile. All right, you guys, thanks so much for joining me. I hope you have a blessed day. Again, comment below tomorrow, what you want us to make for next week. We've got Coach Lorianne coming in on our YouTube channel, and then also I'll be here next week, probably doing another Christmas thing. If you're in our Wreath of the Month Club, stay tuned. Tomorrow we're going to be decorating Christmas tree number 2 for the season, and I will see y'all there tomorrow for our Lunch and Learn. And thank you guys over on TikTok for joining me. Thanks so much. Again, follow for more information and inspiration. All right, bye guys.